Hello, beautiful people. Hey, look, before I start this session, I have a big announcement to make. And, the documentary that's been in the works for a long time about my son Eric's life, it's almost finished. But in order to get to that finish line, the director producer Paula Marino needs some help. So she needs funds to cover all the professional fees that will be involved to bring the story to the screen, like a professional story editor, a music composer, a sound mixer, an illustrator, animator, etc., etc. Now, Paula created a crowdfunding page where you can donate whatever you feel comfortable donating. You can also donate by purchasing a 30-minute session with one of our mediums, or by purchasing an item from the Erik merchandise store, like the one I'm wearing. Saving the world one prank at a time. It's an embroidered image, so it's really nice. So anyway, go visit channelingericdoc.com and take a look at it. This project is very near and dear to my heart. And one of my greatest wishes is to get the story out to more people so we can help more people. And I want you to go and see the trailer that's on the channelingericdoc.com. It's so moving. It's so powerful. It was my first reaction. It was a gut punch. Um, but it says it all. So look at the trailer and let me know what you think. Thank you, guys. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to part 2 of our session with Erik and Ginger Bailey about chronic disease and conditions and chronic health in general. So Ginger Bailey is in the description box and on the screen. And I called you Ginger this time.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, I can't even say my name, so it's okay.
No, me neither. So check her out. I mean, she also is perfect for this because she can create for you a complete nutrition and exercise plan and more. And a lot of it is channeled. So it's very special. All right. Erik, I love you again.
I love you more.
When will the
Hey,
FDA
man.
finally get to do what they are supposed to do? Protect us, the consumers.
Well, who?
The
Who?
FDA, Food and Drug
Oh,
Administration.
FDA. He shows like their hands tied like this. Okay. So he's showing hands tied. They're trying, but not completely. He's just saying there's things that their hands are tied on that they're trying. They're trying to do this. There are more like bigger people, I guess we'll call
Yeah,
them,
entities.
outside of this. Yeah, bigger things that are behind this, on a spiritual level and on a human level.
Huh.
So the ones on the spiritual level are trying to help this along, okay? And then on the human level, there's some that are trying to help it, and then some that are against it, against things, which I can never imagine that, me, Ginger. I can never imagine like wanting to hurt, like intentionally hurt the masses, right?
Yeah.
But there are people out there, he says. Um, so they are working on it. They really are. And then, as we were seeing in the other one, there's a lot of incompetence going on because of
I
thinking,
mean, we
oh,
don't know
this,
everything, frankly.
right. He's
Yeah.
saying there is like this thought pattern, like, well, maybe this will make it better, and then they learn the hard way that sometimes
Yeah.
it's not the better way. So, but they are working on it. They are
Okay.
not all of they, but part of they pushing
All
through.
right. Now, this is
Yes.
from these are all from the communities. So don't attack me, please. Will President Trump do anything to help fix the situation with FDA corruption? Maybe along with RFK Jr. I don't know.
It's not his focus, is what I'm hearing. It's
Okay.
not really his focus. But if it's brought to him, he, would he is for it, I guess is how Eric's saying. Like he's for things to be okay for people. He's not out to hurt people, right? He's saying, but it's not his focus.
Yeah,
So
you got a lot
yeah,
going on
yeah,
up there.
yeah.
Anyway, maybe he's relying on RFK Jr.
He does. He does. Oh yeah. Eric just showed like handing out the,
Yeah,
work,
and
the
Cash
work to,
Patel and all
yeah.
that. All right, is a carnivore diet the best for cancer prevention or cure? Hmm. I would think it would be the opposite. I don't know.
No, this is a no.
We're gonna get
Um,
questions about diet.
yeah, this is a no. You need a balance. You need a balance, and and this is not just my opinion. This is, I agree to this, but this is Eric saying this.
Okay.
You do need a balance of nutrients into your diet. So yeah,
Yeah.
and he says that the carnivore diet is very high in saturated fats, he's saying. So that's not always good for you.
Yeah.
And I know that there is, because I know people are probably going to say something about this. I know that there is a thing to where if you're not eating carbohydrates or sugars, that supposedly the bad fats don't stick. Okay. But there's no studies showing that. The studies show that the cholesterol does go up. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, some people wonder if there's any true connection between high cholesterol and heart disease, atherosclerosis, because a lot of people have it and don't get it. So it's weird. It's very complicated.
It is, but genetics play a big role in it. Okay.
Yeah.
Genetics play a big role in it, and weight too, because if somebody keeps their weight under control, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? That has a big deal to do with it too, with the heart disease. Yeah.
Is high oxalates found in veggies and fruit bad for the body? And then that means should we consume less veggies and fruits overall? This person likes hamburgers, I'm sure. Kidding.
More burgers, less lettuce, and no. Now he's saying that high oxalate does have some downsides to it for those who are already prone to, say, kidney disease,
Yeah. Kidney
kidney
stuff.
stones.
Yeah.
So there is that, okay. But not everybody, even with the kidney issues, going to be affected. There's something in the oxalates that bind, the crystals that bind with the calcium, and that's why he's showing
Yeah.
me.
Mm.
But high oxalate veggies aren't bad. Now, just eat them in moderation. Now, unless you're so if you're like vegetarian or
Yeah.
vegan that eats a lot of vegetables, you want to still eat it in moderation. With anything, you don't want to sit and eat a bunch of greens and that's it. You want
Yeah.
you want a balance,
Yeah.
and that's why balance is so important in any diet. So.
Yeah. Didn't they flip the pyramid upside down lately? I mean, has it, can you
Yeah,
explain that? Like
yeah.
really it should be flipped?
So what Eric says is the pyramid, think about who made it. Who made that food pyramid, okay? The dairy companies, the food
Yeah.
industry, okay? So yeah, it somewhat flips. You don't want to put the sweets at the bottom, because isn't the sweets like at the top or something like that? I can't remember
I don't know.
exactly. But
Okay.
the point he's making is whether it's up or down, it's not something that is 100%. So
Yeah.
look at it that way,
It's
okay? Look
again,
at
balance.
who's
Balance.
behind it. Yeah, who's
Right.
behind it. You want balance. Balance.
And I worry about the soil that we're growing things in. I
Hmm.
mean, I think
That is a problem.
of
That is a problem.
nutritional, I mean, it's less nutrition in our soils now. So what do we do about that?
They are working on this. They are working on this. And some of the GMO, like the genetically modified foods, they think, again, with the not bad intentions, but incompetence. He's saying that with some of that GMO, they try to make it better,
Yeah.
but instead of changing the soil. Now, this is where it comes in again to money, he says.
Yeah.
When you want to make something organic, like soil that's richer in nutrients and cleaner and less pesticides and stuff. By the way, organic is not 100% organic,
Oh
people,
no.
he says.
No.
There's no way to do that unless you live in a pollution-free world, or you have your own garden to where you've cleaned, the dirt is pollution-free and you've added the
Yeah.
nutrients and things like that. So he's saying that, when it comes to organic foods, it costs more money to do this.
Yeah.
Costs more money to do, and that's why organic foods are more expensive. But they are working at trying to make it more so that way for other foods too. They are working that way, but it is money. It's about money.
I
So
know. It's
it
always
does, yeah, it can drive the prices up. It
yeah.
can. It can drive, especially if that's another thing with GMO. If they take that completely away, you're going to drive up the prices, of food because you can't make as much,
Yeah.
So it's almost like that's a good point. He goes, there's a lot of pros and cons to it. This
Yeah.
is we're talking about GMO, like the genetically modified foods and things being organic or not organic. He says there's pros and cons, and they're working on making the pros more, like that list
Okay.
being more, more pros to
Moving in
it.
the right direction.
But
I
you are right. You are right, Elisa, about the soil. It does need to be changed. Yes.
so that's why we do crop rotation and stuff. We need more cows pooping in the fields. Okay, no. What I also want to say is I see this commercial of this lady that sells Clean Boss. Now she has Eat Clean. It's a spray, and you spray. She shows broccoli, for example, running water through it. It just repels off like it won't. Then she sprays the Eat Clean, and it goes right through. And she also showed how you boil an apple, and that you can see a little bit, and you can see wax on it, and then you do
Oh
the
yeah, they do
clean
wax them.
spray. Yeah, and that's not good for you. So I like that Eat Clean. It seems interesting, but
You know, Go ahead. I had something too. There's something that I found out one time. It's a spray that you spray your fruits and vegetables with. It's natural. It's basil and lemon or something like that. And you get on Amazon really cheap. But you know what else it does? It kills bugs. I didn't know that. I mean, it kills the bugs on the fruit vegetables. You think, but I didn't think about. Oh, we got ants. Or bugs
yeah.
outside. And so I sprayed. There was some on the counter, and we had ants one time, right? Oh, such a mess when you get those things. And I don't
I
like using
know.
chemicals, so I just try to keep like getting them out of here, wiping them up or whatever. And so I sprayed that, thinking, oh, they're a bug, let's see. And it worked so good, they didn't come back. I didn't have to like do anything else. They
Wow.
didn't come back. So the point is there are natural ways. And yeah, Eric's saying there's so many natural things that they can do that is not pesticides, but and that aren't expensive either. But I guess making it on a big scale might be. I
I
don't
don't
know. You know
know.
what I mean? Yeah. And that's how
Probably.
he's like saying it is and it isn't. So, it just depends on what they
Problem is that you can't boil
know.
pesticides out of food. That's the problem.
Yeah. Right. Well, but they grow within it. Yeah, they grow within it in the food. Yeah,
Mm.
they're not just on the outside of it.
Okay. Eric, is there a difference between enriched and unenriched flour in pasta, bread, rice, except, well, not rice.
There is a difference. The unenriched is where they just they strip all of it down when they make the flour and stuff, but
Yeah.
it's stripped down without the nutrients put back in. And then the enriched is where they try to put nutrients back in
Like
synthetically.
different vitamins and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and minerals. Yeah. Not all, okay, he says not all synthetic. He says
Right.
some, but they do. They put those back in. Yeah.
I watched a documentary about bread. It's actually a series. One of them is about bread, and it shows how we became agrarian from we were just like nomads, hunting, picking berries and fruits and stuff. But once we became an agrarian society, that's when we started to change wheat. It was really good, great, but then everything changed. I can't remember. But
Right, right.
bread. It's fine.
Yeah. It's because of population, he
Yeah,
said.
right.
Population.
Yeah, once you have the agrarian society, then all of a sudden you can build a little town, a little village town. All right.
Yeah.
And that's how the matriarchy died. Patriarchy started ruling towns and cities, etc.
Yeah.
Is fibromyalgia caused by forever chemicals that have built up in our bodies, like phthalates and other forever chemicals that don't leave your body? Is it one reason?
You know, he's saying it is. It is one reason, not for everybody, and not always the only reason either, but it does intensify it once you get it. There are genetics for this. Also, this is something that's been around also a long time that nobody really they didn't have a label for.
Well, they call
Um,
it hypochondriasis, basically. They call you a hypochondriac. It's just,
right, right. And he is saying that there is some truth to the psychological part of this. Increasing it sometimes. Like he's not saying that, everybody's like making it up, but he's saying that when
uh-oh, frozen. Uh-oh, I froze.
okay, all right, I'm back. You're
Okay.
back. Yeah, we both did. I can hear you though. I
Yeah.
can hear you. Okay.
Yeah, I think I need to restart my Wi-Fi, but I don't know if it'll stop the session, so we're almost finished.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So he's saying that this is due to some of those things, but it is also genetic. And we were talking about how the mind can increase it, and there is some of that, but that's with like any kind of like illness. The
Yeah.
mind,
It influences
the
neurotransmitters.
yeah,
The
yeah.
stress influences neurotransmitters. It influences the gut, everything.
Right, right. But fibromyalgia has been around. It was just either misdiagnosed as other things,
Yeah.
or it, they just didn't know. It's like, oh, like you said, they're just making it up and they're whiny or something, right? But that's not so. It's a real thing.
No,
And it is intensified by like processed foods,
yeah.
additives, things like that. But again, he says it is genetic too, and individual basis of spiritual contracts.
Yeah. So complicated. How bad are
Yeah.
the phthalates and forever chemicals that come from our cookware? Do they
What is it? What was
How
it?
bad are phthalates and forever chemicals that are leached from cookware into our food? First of all, does that happen? Is that true in some cookware?
There is some. Yes, he says yes in some cookware. Plastic cookware. There's also in the pans, like he's showing like the lining of pans. You want to be real
Yeah.
careful with what you buy. And
Like Teflon?
there's
No,
toxics.
you don't want
Yeah.
Teflon?
No, you don't want the ones where it like that non-stick peels off
Oh
kind of
yeah,
thing.
no, right, right.
Yeah, and some of them he says is what is it? He's showing me like some of the cookware, like spatulas and stuff, have a coating on them, like a metal coating. And sometimes
Yeah, wow.
it's not true metal he's showing. It's like a
Okay.
coating on it. Yeah,
Hmm.
that gets in the foods. Yeah.
We have a lot to learn. All right, so can we get rid of phthalates and other forever chemicals in our body? I mean, is there some sort of detox we could do regularly to just cleanse our body of all these pesticides and phthalates and crap?
He's showing that the body actually has it's a natural detox process.
Okay.
Okay. So he's saying that the body does detox itself because there's a lot of things out there like cleanses and fasting or sitting in a steam bath. I don't know, whatever you choose to
Right.
do, but there's things people do to try to
Yeah.
cleanse. He's saying that the body cleanses itself. And you need to just encourage that by doing things like eating healthier foods, eating a
Okay.
variety of fruits and vegetables, antioxidant foods, high antioxidant foods. So you help it along, not really trying to do something to make it happen, but you're helping it along, he says in that way. So, but you can, yes, your body does
Okay. Well,
detoxify
in the
itself.
scalar service, the physical body, the chemical toxin, whatever, detox, we added microplastics. I mean, we have everything in there to get rid of it. So
Hmm.
hoping it works. All right. What impact does
Yeah, it does.
my time? What what impact does removing red meat and poultry from one's diet have on one's health?
So when you when you remove this, he's saying that well, it depends. He says it depends. Okay. Again, on an individual basis, it
Yeah.
depends. Some people can't tolerate red meat, but you want to be careful, he says, not to eliminate your protein sources. And yeah, I know, he's saying veganism, they don't eat meat. And there's ways to get protein,
Yeah.
but
Beans, soy, yeah.
but what he is saying is, and this is individualized, so not telling anyone not to be vegan, and this is coming from Eric, not me, that we are carnivores
Yeah.
and our bodies are,
Omnivores, probably, yeah.
yeah,
Right?
yeah, huh?
We're omnivores, right? We don't,
Um,
at our true
yeah.
nature, are we carnivores or omnivores?
Well, carnivores is the true nature.
Okay.
Carnivores, as in, how we like evolved. We evolved. We do need vegetables, fruits and vegetables, but
Okay.
we are also, meat eaters, is what he's saying.
Okay.
Okay. Um, okay. And he's saying that you want to be careful, of course, what types of meat you eat. Eat the lean meats, eat in moderation again. But there are some benefits to, like, I'm trying to see what he's showing me. There's benefits to giving your body a break from like red meats at a time here and there, like give yourself a break from it.
Yeah.
Your digestive tract. And then people that do have digestive issues or problems, they have to do what's necessary for them. There are people that, don't tolerate it.
Yeah.
It is on an individual basis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet our dietary needs probably change as we ascend to the next dimension too.
Right.
Right?
They will. Absolutely. It's going to be more, we're going to get more on an energetic level, and less needed is in, animal products and he's saying
Plant products.
vegetable.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. What impact does removing processed sugar from one's diet have on health?
He's saying that this first of all, it's better for your teeth, he says.
Yeah.
Um, he's being funny. So he's saying that you have less risk of diabetes, you have less risk of obesity, you have less hunger. This is important, he says, hunger cravings.
Mm.
So sugar is an addictive
Oh, yeah.
chemical. And it does make you crave. And now it doesn't just make you crave more sugar, it actually makes you just be hungry more because
Yeah.
it messes with your blood sugar levels and it just makes you have cravings. You just constantly have cravings. Another thing that it does is it messes with your biome, your
Microbiome?
yeah, your
Yep.
microbiome.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
messes
Yeah.
with your gut. So it is a big benefit to eliminate sugar.
Okay.
So yeah.
What would be the frequencies for a high frequency generator to combat diabetes 1 and 2? Hmm. My peeps are so smart. Oh my God.
I know it's a good question. I'm not getting an actual frequency. He's showing like a high one though, like very high frequency, for short, like beats, like certain short amount of time, and then up again and then down again, but in the higher range. Okay.
Okay.
Um, for diabetes 2 though, this is reversible to a point. You can never cure it, but you can reverse it to where you don't have to have medication and stuff. But he says that what's important about all of it, any disease, is getting a vibrational change, and there are very few in the world, but there are like certain, what would you call them? Like they're gurus or um doctors, they're not medical so much, but they're more spiritual doctors, and they can get your vibration up to heal
Oh,
disease.
wow.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Very few, but there are some in the world.
I think that we're going to see a big, in the distant future, the use of sound and color, other things,
Yes.
alter
Yeah.
one's frequency.
Yeah, because if you think about it, everything that's happening anywhere is a vibration. Everything, especially diseases, those are
Yeah.
low vibrations, so you raise the vibration of your body and you can make changes for sure. Absolutely.
All right. What are some of the causes for the prevalence of thyroid diseases, especially Hashimoto's?
What are the spiritual reasons
Yeah.
or just any
Oh, no,
reason?
no. The causes. Well, I don't
Oh,
know.
the causes.
Eric, what
Okay.
was asking? Is it diet related, genetics, ancestral DNA,
Yeah,
trapped
he's saying it's
emotion?
another autoimmune disorder, which is okay, different. So he's showing brain chemistry, all these things that are affected by it.
Hmm.
I'm just going to go down the list here. Let me see. So, okay. So he says causes of this first. He's saying depends on the person
Of course.
because it could be lifestyle. It could be if you have health issues. I mean, and sometimes you can get thyroid problems, like your thyroid could be off while you're sick. And then when you're not sick, it's better. I mean, your thyroid
Yeah.
just changes continuously. But for
Okay.
the actual disease that gets diagnosed, this is on a genetic. He says genetic. It's a genetic thing, and then also lifestyle can affect too. So it's hard to say just for one person what caused it. He's saying,
Okay.
but it is a combination of those things, or maybe just one or the other. He
Hmm.
says, but again, this is something that you can get under control. I was asking if there was some kind of cure, but he's showing like with the vibrational
Yeah.
change, yes, but that's rare. But you can get it under control, with exercise,
Okay.
diet. Yeah.
Do they use fluoride to calcify our pineal glands and chemtrails? Are they trying to control us? Like I keep thinking of the Anunnaki of Nibiru who want to enslave mankind and mind control and stop them from having this psychic, their spiritual gifts, et cetera, et cetera. Is there some nefarious thing going on, even if it were way, 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 way back?
Um, it's not like that's the number one intention, he says. Chemtrails are real, by the way. They are a real thing because there is a
Yeah.
conspiracy about this.
Mm.
But he's saying there are chemtrails out there, and you can tell because they don't dissipate. They don't disappear and evaporate
I've
like,
seen photos. Yeah.
yeah, like contrails do.
Yeah.
But it is what it is it's chemicals that they're doing like experimental operations, he's saying. Weather manipulation, just different things. Most of it's experimentation.
Okay. Is
But
any of it to
the,
control people?
yeah, he's saying that this is not their first intent. No, he's saying no, that's not their first
Okay.
intent for this. But if it happens, then it's like, well, so it's like there's not a worry about it. There's not a concern. They don't think of the consequences, is his point of this.
Ooh. Last question. Would the whole world be better off if all food was certified organic? Of course, you're dealing with the government if you're certifying things. So, that's a sticky wicket.
No, it wouldn't. But we are moving towards that direction to try to make food closer to the organic way,
Yeah.
because again, organic is not or it's not 100% free of pesticides or pollution. It's just not. They can't, they just can't, they won't. You can do this though in your own, yard, but not everybody, of course, has the time, Eric says, to do this. So, or, the knowledge. But that, they yeah, he's saying no, we wouldn't be better off. There would just be problems with that too,
Yeah.
he's saying. Of course, it would be nice to have healthier food, but remember this, he says, there is a scale that we live on, that we have to
Yeah.
have both sides of,
Yeah.
everything to where,
Human
you're
experience.
gonna, yeah, for experience, right? So,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Thank you, Ginger Bailey. Information down below.
Was
One.
that the last one? I didn't mean to interrupt you, but was that the
No,
last
that was
question?
it. That was it.
Oh,
Next time, the first question is about the sphincter of Odine. Just
okay. So we do have to go to part three. Okay, okay,
eventually, we got a lot of
okay,
parts. We got okay.
okay.
We have 80 something questions.
Oh, okay.
And that was question 27.
I thought you meant that was our last one, period. We finished it.
Oh,
All
no,
right.
man. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Ginger. I love you. Thank you, Eric.
Thank
I
you.
love all you guys. So if
Love you.
I love you that much, then the least you can do is give me a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up. Like. It's not as good as love, but it's close. Bye, guys.
Think of it as a hug, Eric said. Think of it as
I
a hug.
know. And subscribe if you haven't. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.